Hello and welcome to episode number 233 of the Launch Lounge podcast. You know that dream where your Evergreen webinar is just humming along in the background, pumping money into your life, and you get to sip pina coladas by the pool, bringing in consistent sales, and you're living the laptop life you've always wanted? Yeah, that one. Today, I'm going to show you why those disappointing numbers might be the foundations of your future seven-figure business and why most people get this completely wrong and give up on the gold mine because the gold mine doesn't bring in gold in day one. So stay tuned because this episode might just change how you think about Evergreen forever. Happy last day of 2024. May this be the year where your business truly takes flight and your dreams become a reality. And speaking of dreams becoming a reality, let's dive into today's topic, which might just be perfect way for you to kick off your 2025 planning if you haven't done it yet. We're talking about evergreen webinars and why those disappointing 2 to 5% conversion rates might actually be your ticket to consistent scalable growth in the new year. I'm going to break this down into 3 sections that will completely change how you think about evergreen success forever. So grab your coffee or your champagne. It is New Year's Eve after all, and let's dive in to section number 1. Section number 1 is about understanding this is a numbers game. Now, you might be thinking, Salome, nobody has ever said, damn, I'm so disappointed that I'm only getting a 2% conversion rate. No, maybe not. But here's what I see happening. I work with people with evergreen webinars, and they really have this dream built up of how it's going to make them rich on autopilot, and they can sit back and relax and ads do all the work and the sales rolls in. And by the time they get to talking to me, they're usually quite disappointed because either they're not making money or they're only just making money, and it's giving them so much anxiety looking at the ads, seeing that they're only barely breaking even, that they then give up on it. I have seen a massive number of people give up on evergreen webinars when they shouldn't have, when they should have just done a few other things, right? So I am going to explain a little bit about the numbers game with evergreen webinars for you. But let's get real for a second about conversion rates in the online courses world. When you're running a webinar on Evergreen to primarily cold traffic, that means you're using ads to fill your webinar funnel, and you're getting a 2 to 5% conversion rate, that is solid gold. So if only 2 to 5% of the people signing up for your Evergreen webinar actually ends up buying your course and you're not making money, you have a pricing problem. Your price is too low for what it's costing you to fill that funnel. If you have a 2 to 5 conversion rate and you're breaking even, either your lead cost is too high or your price is too low. One of the two things. But if you have a 2 to 5% conversion rate, so that means 2 to 5% of those people who sign up for your webinar actually ends up buying, and you are making money, then you've hit the jackpot and you're doing it right. You have a balance between lead cost and course sales price, and your 2 to 5% conversion rate is giving you a profitable funnel. Most people give up on it because they think they're not converting enough people. And sometimes that is the problem, but sometimes people are getting 2 to 5% conversion rate and they'll tell me, yeah, it only converts at 2%. And I go, yeah, that's brilliant. And then they say, but I'm not making money. And then I say, you need to fix your ads or you need to increase your price. Okay? Because there's a money in, money out ratio. And if the conversion rate is 2 to 5%, your conversion rate's good. It's your money in, money out ratio that's off. Hear me when I say this to you. Please stop comparing your evergreen conversions to someone else's live launch numbers. It's like comparing apples to unicorns. You can't compare conversion rates in an evergreen funnel with conversion rates in a live launch. In a live launch, you're looking for 10% conversion overall. In an evergreen one, you're looking for about 2%. It's super low, but that's why you need big numbers in terms of your audience, and that's why you need hot offers before you turn it on evergreen. So think of it this way. If you're converting at about 3% consistently and you're getting 1,000 people per month into your webinar, that should give you about 30 sales. Multiply that by your course price, and you know how much money you're making. 2% of forever beats 20% of once off. 2% of forever beats 20% of once off. That's why we love Evergreen, because Evergreen can give you that consistent 2% conversion that builds your list with, floods your list with warm leads, gets 2 or 5% of them to actually become customers within the first 24 to 48 hours of learning about you. And so you're building on a much warmer email list than you would be if you were just running list building sales or if you're just live launching. And here's what nobody talks about, where the real magic is. It isn't in chasing unrealistic conversion rates or chasing the conversion rates that the guru's posting about their live launch. It's about optimizing every little piece of your evergreen funnel and figuring out where you're losing the traffic, where you're, converting at a lower rate than you should be. Chasing 20% conversion rates is the fastest way to kill your evergreen dreams. Build your evergreen funnels low and slow. Build your evergreen funnels with the long-term success in mind. If your evergreen funnel is only just breaking even, consider it a really good list building strategy and find a way to make an upsell to that audience because they're already warmer than what they would be if they had just found you through list building ads. Cool. Hope you understand the numbers in evergreen funnels now. Today's episode is brought to you by Your First 10K Course Launch, the no overwhelm guide to converting your expertise into income. If you ever catch yourself thinking, I know I could help so many people if I could just figure out how to profitably launch my online course, you're not alone. Every day, brilliant creative entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants keep their knowledge locked in a one-on-one service because turning it into a scalable course feels too overwhelming. Here's the good news. Creating your first 10K course doesn't require you to become a marketing genius. I've packed everything you need from packaging your expertise to launching with confidence into this no overwhelm step-by-step guide. Head over to thelaunchlounge.com/10K to download your copy today. Don't let another day go by with your expertise stuck in time for money services. Your future students are waiting. So let's talk about why 2 to 5% is actually winning, right? Your 2% converting evergreen funnel isn't broken. It's just getting started. The beauty of Evergreen isn't in that massive conversion spikes. It's not like a live launch where you see a whole, your whole year's worth of income coming in a few days. Evergreen is about consistency. Evergreen is about hitting that 2 to 5% every single month, keeping your ads on. Even if it dives below profitability, you keep your ads on. It needs to hum. It needs to build up conversion memory. It needs to build up ad mojo. The real magic of Evergreen is not in high conversion rates, it's in consistent monthly revenue. And if your Evergreen funnel's not bringing in consistent monthly revenue, the thing that you need to fix is, yes, you need to optimize your Evergreen funnel, yes, but the thing that you need to fix is adding another offer that will convert more of those people to solving different problems. So either a downsell or an upsell or a different problem that you solve for the same audience. A healthy evergreen funnel is one that consistently sits at about a return on ad spend of 2 to 3. If you're making $2 to $3 per single dollar that you put into ads, you're sweet. If it starts going below 2, I start getting a little bit anxious. If it gets to 1, you're only breaking even. But still, breaking even is better than spending money on list building ads where you are only buying your email list, right? At least if you have an evergreen funnel that is on and that's breaking even, that's a great way to build a warm list. So, sustainable evergreen is about consistent small wins, tweaking that funnel, optimizing it, editing it, making sure you understand each conversion point is fully optimized. Is your ads converting as well as they could be? Should you be looking at your link click through rate? Should you be looking at your landing page conversion rates? Should you be looking at your webinar show up rates? Should you be looking at the number of people who stay until the end of your webinar and hear your pitch? Should you be looking at your replay strategy? Should you be looking at your emails that goes out to the people who did not attend? Should you be looking at your email conversion rates to the people who did attend? Those are all the conversion points in an evergreen funnel we want to analyze, we want to optimize, we want to make sure we split test each one of those tiny little conversion points one by one by one by one and dial them in, dial them in, dial them in. The key pillars to focus on is your messaging hitting home? Is your traffic warm enough and are they converting? Your numbers tell a story. And I've just given you everything you should be tracking, right? The secret to scaling isn't in doubling your conversion rate overnight. It's in making small tweaks and small changes and optimizing as you go, keeping your ads on so that your ads can learn and build up that memory, and so that you can turn your 1% conversion rate into a 2%, into a 5%, which might eventually become a 10%. But it's okay if it doesn't, because by that time, you'll have such a big warm list that you'll be selling upsells and cross sells and downsells and coaching packages and group coaching and your mastermind and all the other things, right? Ryan Dice is a marketer who used to say something to me back in the day, way back, like I'm talking 2015. I heard him say, the person who wins at marketing is the person who can pay the most to obtain a customer. And what he means by that is, once you have a paying customer, once you have someone who has taken out their credit card and bought from you, you're in a way better position than you are when you just have leads. Getting someone to make that first purchase is the hardest. And if you can get people to make that first purchase at a 2 to 5% rate with an evergreen webinar as your list building, you are already doing better than you would have if you were just building your audience and then live launching. Okay. And I'm not saying you either have to live launch or evergreen, but I'm just saying maybe you should consider an evergreen webinar or an evergreen launch or some evergreen funnels. It can be an email sequence that makes an offer to your audience within the first 24 hours of joining your email list, because that way you're not just obtaining leads, you're actually obtaining customers. And that means you have a leg up on your competition. So there you have it. Now you know why a 2 to 5% conversion rate on your evergreen webinar isn't just okay, it's actually a sign you're building something sustainable and scalable. Remember, you're not just building a funnel. You're not just building one launch. You're not just building one course. You're not just building one offer. You're building an asset that can serve your business for years to come. Focus on those consistent improvements, track your numbers, and celebrate those wins, even if they feel small. Please don't stop your ads because you're not a millionaire yet. If you found this episode helpful, please leave us a review, hit subscribe, and tune in every Tuesday and Thursday. And join me again this coming Thursday when I'll be showing you how I'm using AI to create 30 days of content in less than 8 hours. Until then, keep showing up, keep serving your audience, and keep building that freedom empire of yours. Happy New Year! I hope 2025 is the year of your freedom empire. See you next time. Bye. Before you go, if today's episode helped you, imagine how many more lives could be transformed if other creators, coaches, and experts found these strategies too. Your shares and reviews help more course creators discover how to get their knowledge out into the world. Please take a moment to rate the show and leave a quick review. When you do, we get to reach more people and we make a bigger impact together. Because when more people who help people succeed, the world becomes a better place. Thank you.